Okay, so now that we've gone through and taken a look at what search engines can actually expose, and we may come back to that because I want to show you some other things here, but I want to look at using the actual website of the target. So we're going to go through and take a look at that. We're also going to look at some research websites that we can utilize and other things on a website that may make you go, that's kind of interesting. So here I've gone to a website. And for legal reasons, obviously, I'm blurring out a lot of stuff here that tells you where the site is located, including the URL up top and my tab. I don't want you guys going after a target just because I might show you something. So in this particular instance, I've got a couple pieces of information on this main page. First of all, over here on the side, I've got some stuff about how to set up Outlook with their particular email product. And I have already gone through and taken a look at how to set up 2003, and they give me their SMTP servers that they utilize. And we'll talk about a little bit later on how we can then use that information and do what they refer to as a banner grab, which would identify what the email server is. I can also see here that they're using some remote assistance software. I may want to do some vulnerability research and find out if there's any issues with that particular product. I also have some links everywhere, like help for sending email link. I'm going to want to explore all these. In this particular case, this company got bought out by another company, and so they've got this neat little read letter mailed to all of our current customers. I may want to go read that letter because maybe that letter is talking about new platforms that they're utilizing. Okay, here's another page that I've gone to take a look at. Could be a possible target. First of all, it looks like they've got some posts here in the center of the screen. One of them talking about Broadband Wonders, 5 Netflix-only shows to check out. They also have wireless internet wonders with Samsung's new Curve TVs. I may want to go through and take a look at some of their additional posts just to see if they're talking again about what is the history of this company. What are they talking about in the past? Also, they've been really nice. They've given me some direct links to their Facebook and their Twitter accounts because I'm going to utilize that as well in the future. They have a chat session or chat service listed here. I'm going to click on this and find out what chat service they're utilizing. Again, I'm going to do vulnerability research to find out if there's any vulnerabilities with those companies. And then down here at the bottom, the very bottom, this is something that people usually have a tendency of overlooking, where it says, legal, privacy policy, and then they usually list, it says Denver Web Design and Internet Marketing by and a company name. I'm going to be doing some research on that company name. Let's say that it was Superdale's Web Solutions. I'm going to go and do some research on them as well, because guess what? That particular type of company could be hosting multiple targets that I could possibly exploit. I'm also going to be looking for things like any links that might take me to a form-based page. And let me show you an example here. I'm going to go to support. So here's another page that, again, is a form-based page where they're asking me to send them information about who I am so they can contact me. Now, what this could possibly do is, since this is going to be an email-based form, it could show me information such as, well, what I'd really want to do here is I'd want to actually open up the source, view the page source information, so it'd show me the HTML, ASPX, whatever they're using here, and I could search through that code. Inside of that code, I might see some identifying comments in there that typically developers have this real bad habit of going through and commenting on different lines so that it's for their memory, so they can remember, hey, when I was here, I did this, or I set up something in a particular way. You'd be amazed at what we find inside of the page source code. Because if they rim it out, you don't see it in the web page itself. It's hidden. Well, kind of hidden. It's hidden to the average user. But I may want to take a look at that. Let's go take a look at another page. Okay, so here we are back on the hackthisSite.org page. And again, if this was a legit page, one of the things that I would look for as I'm trying to recon a site is I'm going to scroll down here. Again, a lot of companies, they post things about their company that they don't think is exposing information. But again, a hacker looks at information differently than what a consumer looks at the information. So one of the things that I would do is I would scroll down here and I would actually find most companies have this about our staff. They have links to the users' emails, maybe photos of them. And so they might have something like, here, this one says meet the staff. So I'm going to come in and click meet the staff, and you can see they've got some information here, some links. And of course, these are just aliases for some of the guys that put up this site. But the reason why this is important is because I want to go take a look at those social sites, and we'll talk about this more in depth a little bit later on. But what is the user? Again, employees sometimes share too much information. And so, what are they sharing? Hey, we're in the middle of this particular project, and this is so exciting. Other things I'm going to look at, let's go ahead and go back to the main page here. Now, not all companies do this, but, again, what we saw in the previous site, we saw links to social sites, but these guys are a little bit nerdy, and so they have some IRC. They've got a forum in here. I'm going to look at the forums and see what people are talking about. I'm going to come down here and take a look at, there's IRC stats, IRC quotes, see who's currently online. I can start a social engineering attack by contacting somebody on this company. Hey, what's it like working there? I'm thinking about working there. Now, if I really want to dig into this site, I'm going to use a program that's extremely popular that is called HT-Track. This actually will take a copy of my website that I'm browsing right now and download it to my hard drive. Now think about the possibilities there, folks. Yeah, I can get exactly how this page is laid out, which could show me quite a bit, such as maybe they're saving their images to a different location. This is a very, very easy program to run. I just simply hit next. I want to create a new project. For my project, I'm going to come in here and call the project name Hack This Site. You can put a category in. I'm going to save it to my websites on my C drive. I'm going to download the site. You also have the option of downloading the site and plus questions or get separate files. You can actually just scan a system and say, just find me all the zip files and download those files. And it asks, what's the URL of this website that you want to do? Well, it's http://hackthissite.org. hackthisSite.org. You have some options that you can set up if you're going to use a proxy. What do you want to scan for? Notice the defaults. It's looking for images. It's looking for CSS pages. There is a minus add, which means that's an exclusion link. So we're going to minus out any advertisements. We also have some limits, like how deep do you want to go in their page? Well, I'd like to go maybe like 3 levels deep. If they have a link that goes to an external page, I probably don't want to go too far out, because if they go to like Google, I don't want to go 4 layers deep or 3 layers deep within Google. So I'm just select 1. And they've got some other configuration options here. One of the other things I like to do is under the spider section is I can come in here and make sure that I accept cookies. And then I'd also want to come into my browser ID and make them think that a different browser is hitting this particular, or hitting their server. So, I'm going to make it seem like, for example, that a Linux box, even though I'm running a Microsoft box. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and we'll go ahead and hit next, and then we'll hit finished. And you can see here it's going and downloading the entire site. Let's go, while that's running, let's go actually take a look at that hard drive. So if we come in here and come into my C drive, you'll notice here under my websites, they've got this nice Hack This Site. Oh, and there's some images. I can drill in, and you can see here there's several different links going on. Looks like they've got some going to some external links. Oh, here's a mirror. Here's a different site called QDB. You can see it keeps populating out. Looks like there's a temporary, but it's not done indexing this whole site. If we come into hackthisSite.org, there's the index HTML, and this will fill out more as it continues. In some cases, I've found Excel spreadsheets in a site. I have found password files. But again, this kind of will give me an idea of how they have their site laid out. Go ahead and stop that. Okay, another tool that you can use to help you kind of map out the system and possibly even expose things that you can't see is doing something that they refer to as using a link extractor utility. Now, this utility usually goes through, or these types of utilities go through and try to extrapolate out both internal and external URLs for a given website. So I'm going to come up here to my tab here, and I'm just going to simply just do a Google search for link extractor. There we go. You can see I've looked for it before. And I'm going to do the one from webmastertoolkit.com. all you have to do is type in the web address of the site that you're trying to see what kind of links are available. So again, we'll put in here our www.hackthisite.org. We'll hit extract the links. And you can see all the different links that are available. Again, this could help me to build out how the server infrastructure is built up, because I've got several www. I got something going, looks like, to a data source here in the back end. I've got some links going to Hellbound Hackers. Again, these could be other ways into the environment. The other thing you want to take a look at is obviously looking to see if they expose anything, for example, like extranet.theirdomainname.com, or mail. That's a famous one, is email.mycompany.com, or restricted. There's several different keywords, or the most famous keywords out there, like restricted or VPN. Excuse me, not VPN. External email support. I'm sure you can think of a few of your own on your own as well.